And we're back. And today we're heading into the Nether. Once again, I've been doing some stuff up in the overworld, but today has been a day of mining for ancient debris. And you can see my little safety tunnel I made here. Yes, it's because we're inside the bounding box of the fortress that I made this little safety thing. And here I was just digging down. There's no lava. It goes right down to level 12. Or I should say 12.5 with the slabs on the floor. You see, I've got this little thing against going down a mine shaft and coming back out into a clearing and finding a ghast has spawned in my mine, or some other terrible beastie like a cube or a magma cube, or excuse me, or a blaze. Anyway, so I dug past this little area here just to get past the nether fortress, and also because I don't really like digging in the basalt. It's not that you can't find ancient debris in basalt. And this, by the way, this is another thing. In Java edition, you see stuff like this. In the Bedrock edition, when you get down low, it's all netherrack. You don't see that kind of stuff. And you can see I've been digging these long tunnels. This first tunnel wasn't that long, but this one bypassed the lava. But I've been having much better luck around here. And anyway, I came back from this tunnel. It's a long tunnel. I came back from this tunnel purely because my pickaxe was getting ready to break. And so I go down these tunnels. I don't care how long they stretch. I just go down them, and as far as I can go without getting hit by lava, or not the little lava pockets, I can overcome those. I'm talking about the huge overhead lakes that just pour down on you. You can't plug them up and go past them. A lot of gravel down here. And also, I've been getting a lot of blackstone. So look forward to seeing some blackstone in a future build. I do like the blackstone blocks. It just kind of doesn't really fit in very much with my desert palette that I've got going on. But yeah, so far I've got 25 pieces of ancient debris, which means I need at least 15 more. Oh great, look, I'm picking up all this netherrack that hasn't despawned yet. Well, I'm just going to have to throw all this out when I get down here to the end of the tunnel, continue my dig. But yeah, I figured for today's episode, at least part of it, I'm going to take you with and show you the methodology. And oh, wait a second. That's right, lava did open up. Well, never mind. So what do you think about the president's address last night? I was not really surprised, but I was very shocked by the extent to which China has been interfering in our elections. And the extent to which I wasn't really that surprised, but, you know, there's been a lot of media sources and internet influencers who've been bought off by China. And China was funding all kinds of unrest in America back in 2018 and 2020. And I sort of agree with the main thought that's going on right now, that every single Chinese student in this country on a visa needs to have their visas revoked and shipped back to China. I'm sorry, but you guys are messing around too much. You guys are trying to destroy our country from within, and we don't have to sit around and take it. Okay? So chew on that. Anyway, you can see I always put carpet in. I've come back from my little forays down these little tunnels too often and found little unfriendly people waiting for me when I got back, so that's why I've taken to doing this. Okay, we're gonna... I got a little bit enthusiastic there. Oh, well, what have we here? What a lucky day. That's right. Hey, maybe you guys are good luck, huh? Yes, maybe I should take you with when I go mining for everything. Alright, let's dig this up. Now, whenever I find a piece of ancient debris like this, I always have to dig around it a little bit because Sometimes you find other pieces hiding out close by. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you do, but you gotta be diligent. You gotta look. In this case, it was just a single lone piece. What am I doing? Anyway, that's one thing I've noticed when I'm playing on camera. I'm a lot less skillful than when I'm playing by myself. So hopefully I don't get bathed in lava and have a slow reaction time. Yes, here we go. Look at this. Wow, you guys are really good luck. You know, earlier today, I went for like 45 minutes without finding a single piece of ancient debris. And now I found 2 already. In like a minute. We got any more hiding around here? Any more ancient debris? Okay, well, whatever. Looks like it's just a single. There we go. I'll make sure to keep it well lit for you guys. Yeah, I've already gone through 4 stacks of torches down here. I've been digging a long way and a long time, but that hasn't stopped me from doing some stuff in the overworld today. I'll take you topside and show you before the episode's over, but let me just prepare you, because I did something that I've sort of been thinking about doing for a while, which is how much better would my mob farm be if I added some layers to it? And I did a little research and I found out that you can have a 7-layer mob farm, and it'll work even better. And so I decided I was going to go up there and work on my mob farm today, and I took the roof off of it, which is pretty funny. When you take the roof off your mob farm, there's always like zombies and skeletons below you. They're like running for the shade, and they always fall down the chute into the kill chamber. But they're like getting away from the daylight because they catch on fire as you open it up. It's pretty hilarious. Anyway, yeah, I added 3 more layers. You see, I had all this deep slate burning a hole in my inventory because I've been mining a bunch of diamonds lately. I thought, how does it be a great use for all this deep slate? Because as you know, I made my mob farm out of polished deep slate blocks. Let's go ahead and take care of this pesky gravel. But yeah, I added 3 layers and I went and tested it out, and sure enough, it's noticeably faster. The little chamber at the bottom fills up quite a bit quicker. In fact, you don't really have to wait. You just sit there and you just kill the mobs as they come down, and they come down as fast as you can do them. It works out really nicely. Okay, are we about done with the gravel here? Okay, a little tired of it. Anyway, I'm saving any kind of quartz I come across. I've also been saving the gold I come across, and the blackstone. I'm filling up on netherrack right now, but I'll be getting rid of it. I just toss it, I know. It bothers me a little bit. Oh, here we go. Let me show you my little technique here. We'll go ahead and do that. Move a little closer so I can plug up that hole. That's one of those typical little singular pockets that are so common in the nether. You know, the single pockets I can deal with. I'm perfectly fine with those. It's these giant overhead lakes that come pouring down on top of you. It makes it a little bit difficult. Yes, now we're moving through some basalt. And you'll still find ancient debris in basalt. It's just, it doesn't mine as quickly, you know. But yeah, I already have a double chest upstairs in my house, Full basalt. I was thinking about making a basalt generator. Now, if any of you doesn't know how to make a basalt generator, I'd be happy to show you how to do it. Where you can basically make all the basalt you want up in the overworld, and you don't have to go to the nether to gather basalt blocks. But I'm not going to make one because I have an endless supply of basalt over here. And the great thing about basalt is it makes really cool looking blocks. I mean, you can use basalt, raw basalt, as a weird kind of tree trunk, you know? It also makes great flooring and a building block in its polished form, which I really like. Here, let's go ahead and get rid of this. And I'll go ahead and make some polished basalt. I just really like the texture and the end grain of the polished basalt. See? You got the little end grain like that. It's really cool. And then it has the stripes. It's very directional, you know? And I like blocks that look different from different directions. So I might be using it as flooring somewhere. I don't know. We'll see. Another thing I was doing in the overworld today was doing a little remodel on the alchemist building. And I'll take you up there. I didn't want to change it too much. I still wanted to keep the spirit of the thing so I could be, you know, reminded of the villagers' natural habitat and all this stuff. I want to kind of preserve it. I didn't want to do a complete overhaul. Otherwise, I just tear the whole thing down, you know. But it's positioned there on the shore rather nicely, and I thought, I'll let it stay here, because I'm going to be destroying every other villager building in the area, so let them have the one remnant from their previous inferior civilization. Okay, now I'm not picking up basalt because I'm all full of netherrack. So what I do in a situation like this is I just toss all the netherrack out of my inventory like this. I wish there's some faster way I could do it. I wish I could shift click and throw everything away. There's my bed. I think I'll go to sleep. You guys remember the old PewDiePie Minecraft series? I think that was the first time I was ever exposed to Minecraft. The very first time I ever saw Minecraft on a... Let's see. Now I'm going to pick up this basalt, and I'm going to make it so that no more netherrack can creep into my inventory. I'll just do this. But anyway, PewDiePie was a complete noob. And of course, his viewers in the comments section were having fun with him. And they convinced him that he needs to set his spawn in the nether by using a bed. And it's one of the great Minecraft YouTube moments of all time. When PewDiePie goes into the nether and then clicks on the bed and blows himself up. Yes. See, I was okay back in the day. Back before I became a Christian, I was okay with watching content creators that blasphemed and used the Lord's name in vain because I was not a Christian. It didn't bother me. Isn't that amazing? Now, if I see somebody blaspheme or take the Lord's name in vain, I can't watch them because it makes me feel sick. There's a whole bunch of words out there you can use if you want to curse and cuss and stuff. Why do you have to use the name of the man who died for your sins as a swear word? Why would you even want to do that? You claim you don't even believe in God. So why would you use his name when you're mad or you're swearing? I don't understand that, but there's an awful lot of stuff that goes on. I don't. Not only do I not understand, I don't want to understand it. Okay, what's this? Is this a crossover from the... Yeah, this is from my other tunnel over here. Sometimes I come across remnants of where I was digging in the tunnel beside me. Like this right here. This is probably blackstone or quartz, and I dug it out. Man, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have a lot of quartz. I've even stopped collecting it now. I mean, if I'm tunneling through it, I'll collect it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to collect it anymore because I got enough. If I really need quartz, I can get a stonemason village and buy it from him, and that's a really easy way to get quartz, you know. In fact, that's what I've been doing on my other world. I've been doing a lot of quartz buying. Uh-oh. This looks suspiciously like, oh no, this is actually probably just a one pocket. Okay. Put this here. And we'll get up here so we can reach it, and boom. That should take care of it. Yep, there we go. Simple. Oh yes, and I also do collect some soul sand, but I really don't need to anymore. Soul sand is just... I got plenty of it to make that guardian farm, but I really don't know what else I'm going to use it for, unless I want to make a huge netherwort farm, maybe. But I'm really not predicting that I'm going to really make a huge netherrack farm. You see, when I see stuff like this, like a big wall of quartz, then I can't resist it, of course, you know? I can't resist it, of quartz. Of quartz, I can't. I'm not taking this quartz for granted. I know, stop me if you've heard any of these before. Okay. Yeah, at night I like to put on boring things on YouTube that help me go to sleep because I have tinnitus, which is a constant ringing in my ears. And it helps to sort of mask the buzzing in my ears to have some kind of a sound playing while I try to go to sleep. And so I'll usually tune into something really boring, you know? Like, I can't listen to Pastor John MacArthur. I can't listen to Vodi Bakum. I can't listen to any of those guys when I'm trying to go to sleep because they keep me awake. They're too interesting. So I usually have to watch... Usually the best thing for me to watch is like some old movie from the 70s or 80s. Or an old football or baseball broadcast from the 70s or 80s. Because that just puts me right to sleep. But anyway, oh, there's a big lava lake. You can tell that's not just a single block. But anyway, I woke up at 5 this morning after having gotten about 3 hours of sleep. I woke up to a Woody Woodpecker cartoon. YouTube decided that maybe Crunchy Frog would like some Woody Woodpecker while he's sleeping. The funny thing is, when I was a little kid, that was one of the few cartoons that I really didn't like. I was like, Woody Woodpecker. Another one was Captain Kangaroo, which was not a cartoon, but that was a popular children's show when I was younger. I never got into Captain Kangaroo. You know, who's this creepy old guy, you know? Captain Kangaroo. I mean, he looked like a walrus. He should have been Captain Walrus. He wore that bellhop outfit, and he had that weird page boy haircut, and he had that weird mustache. He was just an odd character. But yeah, I was never really into Woody Woodpecker. Also, Mr. Rogers. That was another show that was big when I was little. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I was never into that either. Although my friend Buckley had a very handicapped younger brother. And his handicap was a mental handicap. And he loved Mr. Rogers. And I thought, that's probably about right. That's probably Mr. Rogers' speed. Oh, yes, that's going to be a good thing to light that up. Oh, yes, and more gravel, please. Let's just make sure that this gravel's out of the road here. Now, sure, I could angle my pick like this and just plow through here like this. But I don't like doing that. Because when you do that, you have a tendency of running into lava. So you can see I always sort of keep my distance a little bit and sort of pick away at a distance. Because I'm not a huge fan of broiling myself alive Looks like we have some stuff right here. But anyway, I was also thinking about building a raid farm. I'm not sure. See, I've never built a raid farm before because I've never been into using totems of undying. But I was thinking, there are some times when a totem of undying could be rather helpful. Not because you don't want to die, but because it's such a pain in the butt to come back and get your stuff, you know? I tell you, I had a real time coming back. I had to take invisibility potions so that the stupid guardians wouldn't see me. Oh boy, we got ourselves a little lava over here, huh? Well, looks like we need to get closer to the source and then pop it in there. Yes. There we go. Wonder how much more of that there's going to be. Hopefully it stops right there. Stop it, gravel. Well, what have we here? We have us a 2 cluster. Yes. It's about time we saw you guys. Very, very nice. That's a possibility there might be another one. Because there might be a third. Now, I've never come across a larger cluster of ancient debris than 3. But I've heard people tell tales, I'm not sure if they're lying or not, where they found more than that. But I can see that happening. I've already run across a 20 cluster of diamonds in the overworld. And that only happens when you have them developing next to each other in adjoining chunks. It's that chunk thing. And if you want to see your chunks, you just put, well, on my Mac, I have to press FN, Control, F3, and then G. There we go. So now we can see the chunk borders here. Now, according to some people, they say that more pieces of ancient debris develop along the very edge of the chunk. And I've tested this theory out before, and not really. You see here, I'm coming to the edge of another chunk here. Here's the border. Let me turn this off. There we go. Chunk border's hidden. Very good. But yeah, I do that when I'm setting up my Ender Pearl stasis chambers to be chunk loaders. So that way I know how much of the chunk is going to be loaded. You want to build them in the same chunk. There's more complicated chunk loaders that use another portal that will actually chunk load all adjoining chunks also. But it's really a pain in the butt to build. And there aren't a lot of things that I make where I want to have a huge nether portal. And also, I have a problem with nether portals hooking up to the wrong things. Now, I haven't really experienced that in Java as much, but in Bedrock, man, nether portals like to link up with each other and be a real pain in the butt, you know? Another project I have in mind, coming up here before too long, once I have netherite and netherite gear, I'll do this, because this is going to require a lot of nether travel, and I want to be all netherited up and strong for it. But I want to make an expressway that goes from my house to spawn, world spawn. And well, you take 7,000 plus blocks and divide that by 8, and that's how far I'm going to have to travel through the nether, or the nether ceiling. So at some point I'm going to be doing that. I don't know how fancy I'm going to make it, but I suppose I have to make it in keeping with the other one. I'll probably have to make a bunch of concrete, which I'm not a huge fan of, I tell you, you know. I could, I guess I could make some kind of automatic concrete machine, but I'm not into labor-saving devices. I think part of the fun of Minecraft is getting down and doing the work. Because if everything that you do is automatic, then pretty soon your entire Minecraft experience is going from place to place and pressing buttons. You know? Or collecting stuff out of chests. It's no longer Minecraft. Now it's some kind of weird resource farming game where you just go around and collect stuff. Oh boy, there we go. Oh. You see, you can't even break the ground fast enough to stop the lava flow. Because it's basalt. But it's okay if I spill a little lava on myself because I got fire protection on my boots. It's not a big tragedy. Anyway, I've been yapping and yapping. I don't know how much time has passed here, but I do want to save a little time in this episode to head back and let you guys see the remodel on the alchemist shop. And my pick is still about half health, a little over, so usually what I do when I come down here is I wait till I run out of torches or my tools need mending before heading back up. Since there's no day-night cycle in the nether, you don't have to worry about anything like that, any bad stuff happening. Yeah, I got plenty of blackstone back at the house, but man, if I ever need to come and... Oh, look, I'm not even collecting it. I guess I need to do this. There we go, we'll move that over, make some room for this blackstone. Don't want to miss out on all this delicious, wonderful blackstone. I forget which YouTuber I was watching. There was some guy who should have known better. And he was collecting gilded blackstone from one of the piglin bastions. And he thought for sure that he was going to be able to take it back and smelt it and get gold out of it. Yeah, in a perfect world, that would make sense. In a perfect world, those nether blocks that you get from the leaves of crimson fungus trees, you could deconstruct that into nether wart, right? You'd think. But yes, the logic of Minecraft is sometimes inconsistent, shall we say. And that's just one of those little things. Yeah, see? Now I can hear a ghast. There's a ghast somewhere around here. It's probably just because you can hear those little stinkers from a long way away, because I'm way under the surface. See, if there's soul sand on the floor, I always scoop it out because it'll slow me down when I'm running around. But yeah, listening to that ghast here, that tells me that if I dug a big chamber out in here and I ran down and came back, there would be a high likelihood that a ghast would spawn in there. That's happened to me before on the Pocket Edition. I dug a great big main central mining chamber out. This is before I knew anything about anything. And I came back from a long tunnel, and there was a ghast waiting for me, and he was just blasting me. And he killed me. That'd make for some great television, I'll tell you what. Yes, blackstone. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend. African American stone. Let me go ahead and... No, I don't want that. Let me collect some of this blackstone here because my inventory is getting full. I got several stacks of torches though in my ender chest. Here we go. I've been here before. This is where I dug out that quartz earlier and made those stupid puns. I should be punished for it. Saying of quartz and taking it for granted. But that's okay. You have to be a certain age to appreciate it. Let's go and put some torches in my offhand. Yeah, right here, we're probably underneath that Soul Sand Valley where I got this... Is that it? No, it's Soul Sand. Underneath that Soul Sand Valley where I got all the Soul Sand for my Guardian farm. I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't doubt it for 1 second. Let me go ahead and put this here. Where's that at? That over there? Maybe that plugged it up? Yep, looks like it. This is looking like this might be the end of the line over here, though. Yeah, that's coming in from all over the place. Oh well, that's fine. We need to head back to the house anyway, because this episode is getting pretty long. Yeah, I had to find some kind of slab that I wouldn't mind using a lot of and getting rid of, and I had a whole bunch of diorite. I thought, well, I'm just going to polish this up and turn it into slabs. And I had just enough to make the floor for this long tunnel. Okay, back to the house to empty out my pockets. You know who came in here the other day? I mean, he just butted in here ahead of me. This guy, look at him. Hey, cutie. What kind of cute little idiot are you coming in here? Oh, and now we have a total of 29 pieces of ancient debris. Hopefully, by the next episode, I'll be sporting netherite gear. Then the only choice after that is, what kind of armor trim do I want to use? You know, I got some selections. I got some different ones to choose from so far. I want to look good there. I want to look good on camera. Normally I don't care. When I'm playing by myself, I never get armor trim because I don't even bother. Because who's going to see me when I'm playing by myself, right? You've seen all these houses already. This is the little light remodel that I did on my little alchemist shack over here. So I just added a couple little details and stuff around here just to make it look a little bit more less like a blank vanilla thing and more like the buildings I've got going on here, you know? I want to have just a little bit more detail and a little bit of texture. This right here is an actual working well. It's got an infinite water source in here. It just looks odd because it's in stairs. But you can scoop out all the water you want here. It's not going anywhere. It's a nice well. I got the yard. I got some grass. What I like to do is I like to mix regular grass with moss. You see how I sort of staggered them together, stitched them together like this? There's going to be a lot of grass over here because I want to grow trees. You know, I want to have trees all along this side and in between some of the buildings. I want there to be trees, and they're going to be all different kinds of trees. It's just unfortunate that they're going to be sort of color scarred by the desert biome. But that's okay. You might notice that the mob farm looks just slightly beefier up here. The mob farm's put on a little weight because it is now 7 layers of spawning instead of 4. It was 4 before. And now it's 7. Coming in for a landing. You can't really tell from down here other than the fact that those mobs are going to start falling in there pretty quickly. Somebody needs to take that old Kiss song, Tears Are Falling or whatever, and rename it Mobs Are Falling and do a little Minecraft satire on it. Oh, those mobs are falling. I think it goes something like that. That was like in late 80s, early 90s Kiss. I was never a huge Kiss fan, but I do remember seeing that on MTV. I was never a Whitesnake fan, but I did sort of like that one Whitesnake song I saw on MTV, you know? Because at the time I was really into Metallica and Iron Maiden, and Whitesnake, we considered them to be a bunch of pussies, you know? And posers. All that glam rock hair metal stuff. That was just, those guys were really suspicious. We didn't care for those guys. But you know, during that whole phase of my life, I did secretly like some bands that I didn't tell my friends about, you know, like Pet Shop Boys. I like the Pet Shop Boys, what can I say? I was raised listening to ABBA. Of course I'm going to appreciate pop music, you know? Okay, this thing's filling up. And as I stay here, the longer I stay here, the quicker it starts moving. It just starts really moving. Anyway, this is stuff that I shouldn't be doing on camera. I'm boring you guys. But anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me. And I hope you tune in for the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later.